दिल्ली एम्समधून वैद्यकीय उपचार घेऊन परतलेल्या मुख्यमंत्री मनोहर पर्रीकर यांच्यावर काँग्रेसनं हल्लाबोल केलाय. मनोहर पर्रीकर यांचे पुत्र अभिजित पर्रीकर यांनी सांगे तालुक्यातील नेत्रावळी परिसरात घेतलेली 83,000हून अधिक स्क्वेअर मीटर जागा आता वादाच्या भोवऱ्यात सापडली आहे. नियमबाह्य पद्धतीनं मुख्यमंत्र्यांच्या पुत्राला फायदा व्हावा याकरिता 2013 पासूनचा घटनाक्रम काँग्रेसनं पत्रकार परिषद घेऊन उघड केला. या प्रकाराविरोधात जनहित याचिका दाखल केल्याची माहिती काँग्रेसच्या कायदा विभागाचे अध्यक्ष कार्लोस परेरा यांनी दिली.
We have filed a public interest litigation because after we have knocked the doors of the government, we have knocked the doors of the forest department, we have even petitioned MOEF, we have petitioned the panchayat. No one cares a damn attitude is shown in this case, all because we believe and we have pleaded in the petition that the project proponent is none other than Abhijit Parrikar, who is the son of Manohar Parrikar. You see, we have documents which show that in the year 2013 he bought a plot of land in Netrawali, which is adjacent to the wildlife sanctuary. I will share the photographs with you all. This is completely green forest. Pictures are ranging from 2006, even before they stepped in and purchased the land. Pictures showing in 2013 when they purchased the land. Pictures taken in 2014 after they purchased the land, and 2015 before any approvals were given. These are all green forest lands. Now, how would you say that there has been a misuse of the machinery? Unaware that the central government was moving to notify what you all might all be knowing is the buffer zone, where outside the mining areas in the wildlife sanctuaries, mining should be stopped, Supreme Court had said. They called it eco-sensitive zone, which is ESZ. The central government notified that. Now please look at the date very carefully. The sale deed is of 15 May 2013. But now there's going to be obstacles. So how does the government move to help this project? On 21st August 2014, the Goa Assembly passes the Goa Investment Promotion Act to fast track projects which will come, putting certain parameters like not less than 5 crores investment. On 5th February 2015, soon after the act is passed, no rules are framed, by the way. The rules come in 2016. On 5th February 2015, in the name of Hideaway Hospitality. I don't know whether it's a company, it's a partnership, or what kind of an entity. We couldn't find it. We have stated that so also in the petition. They make an application saying that we own this land, which is about 1,150. It shows that the project is about, the area is about 90,000 square meters, and says that the land cost is 1,150,000. The fence and the wall will take about 6 lakhs. Phase 1 will be 1,65 lakhs. Phase 2, 1,14 lakhs. Phase 3, 1,18 lakhs. And total approximate cost is 5,450,000. I'm emphasizing on this why? Because there is nothing which shows how this 5 crores will be spent. If I'm going to put tents in a place, I don't think the tent will cost me 1 crore. So if any tents are going to be put up, wooden cottages are going to be put up, all of us know what will be the cost of these kind of structures. So therefore, you just roll in figures and make the minimum benchmark of 5 crores and just show a little above 5 crores, 4,50,000. No contour plans, no section plans, nothing shown what is the trees. And the IPB board then notes on 7th February, this is in Netrawali, so we will ask the forest department for a report. they asked the forest department, and now starts the entire game. The forest department, by its letter of 13 March, says, these are the words of the forest department: the area proposed for setting up eco-friendly tourism in survey number 78 Netrawali village in Sangen Taluka forms common boundary with the reserve forest Neturli 4 in the north. This is also important. However, it is neither a government forest nor it is identified as private forest. Further, it also does not fall within the limits of the Netrawali Wildlife Sanctuary. Now, by this time, when the application had come, on 17 February, MOF notified the eco-sensitive zones. And on 17 February, the ESZ of Netrawali was identified, demarcated. And it requires a zonal plan in all the ESZs across the country, a zonal plan to be prepared by taking consultation with local people, all the departments and other experts. It also says one thing, that until the zonal master plan is prepared, see, there's a difference between prepared and approved. It has to go for approval to MOEF. Until it is prepared, no approvals can be granted. But once it is prepared, they have a committee called SCSZMC, State Eco-Sensitive Zone Management Committee, Monitoring Committee, SCSZMC, which can grant approvals. Zonal master plan, now we are already running in the third year, zonal master plan is not ready, not even draft is ready. But immediately, they send it over there to the forest department. Now the forest department replies that there are no documents which have been given to us. Please ask the project proponent to send the documents. This is on 14th May. On 14th May, okay. On 14th May, the SCSZMC says that we don't have any plans, no details. So immediately IPB says, please give the details. So they give the details. We will use cloth, particle board, wood, exactly what is in the notification. I want to make one statement here. ESZ notification permits ecotourism activity to take place, but using cloth, particle board. That means you can even have a house tree, you can have tents. These are allowed. So now they reply back, which is Hideaway Hospitality through Abhijit Parikar replies, we will use particle board, we will use this and that, everything exact words which I use in notification. And they submit some plans. We had asked for copies of the plans which we didn't get under RTI, but now I have got the plans just today which somebody else has given to me. And I just want to show you all, share with you all the plan which is right now not part of the petition. But if you look at the plan, if you look very clearly, somebody said it looks like the Sikh Cathedral. So here you can see big structures coming up. And I don't know how you can do this type of construction activity without destroying forest. So these plans were hidden from us. Now we have it. We will file that also in the court. Now you tell me that if anybody had given any application without giving details, without giving plans, it would have been thrown out of the window. But because you know who was applying for it, because you know from where the pressure was coming, the plan was passed. By recording, we don't have the details. But this is not over. What happens after that is most interesting. In October, 12th October 2015, IPB grants in principle approval. Now I know, as far as the IPB Act is concerned, IPB will demarcate an area which will be the IPB zone. I don't know about this in principle approvals. Because it's like a free trade zone, like when you can go there and do all your activities free from custom regulations, subject to certain restrictions. Now what happens? In the next part is the government of Goa rushes to bring an ordinance. Now what is this ordinance? It inserts section 42A in the Town Planning Act. And it says, this is the most interesting, that if anybody applies for any development in the ESZ, in an eco-sensitive zone, you will not require conversion under the Land Revenue Code, and you will not require conversion under the Regional Plan, under the Town Planning Act. You can have an ordinance rush through, and then conditions are put that the project should be not less than 20,000 square meters and not more, and not, at least it should have 5%, not exceeding 5% of the area should be utilized. If you look at the mathematics here, when I share the documents, the mathematics clearly shows that this project fits within the 5 meters. Why this is all going on? I want to show you all now. I want to share this picture with you all. Can you see this?
You can use that. You can use that. Yes.
Peat forest has been destroyed. That green has become red now. Can you see that? I will share these pictures with you all in the name of ecotourism. We asked the authority. This is now 4th December 2018. I can give it to you all closer by. Because of ecotourism, you cannot even allow the topography to be changed. In the guise of IPB or with the aid of IPB, you cannot override central laws. So you are trying, by amendment to the Town and Country Planning Act, to override the central government notification relating to ESZ. You're permitting that is why I started in the beginning, how the government machinery has been used and misused for the purpose of allowing one project of one person to destroy verdant forest of Goa.